welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick, and today we're going to give you some tips to help keep you safe when it's miserable hot out there, which it is a lot of the year in Hampton roads. My guests are from the Hampton Health Department, Megan DeWitt and Monique Walker. Yes. Nice to have you guys.
Thank you for having us.
You know, every time in the summer, beginning sometimes even at the end of June, but usually July and August, we start getting these heat advisory warnings. What does that mean? What triggers those, and how do we know what we should do?
Basically, the heat advisory warnings are for anticipated hot weather within the next 36 hours, and that's to prepare people so they can stay cool and find shelter if need be.
So we're really talking about this affecting everybody, but yes, particularly people who don't have air conditioning or who need to be outside, which most of us need to be outside for some part of the day, right?
Absolutely. So it's specifically also for people over 65, children under the age of 4, and people that work out in the heat routinely.
So you're more susceptible if you're much younger or not much older, because we're very close to that age. Let me watch my mouth. But you know, your bodies aren't able to regulate it quite as well.
Absolutely.
And if we're outside or if we're working in the heat, you know, people who are in construction, or I'm working on my yard every weekend, you know, things like that, especially those of us who don't do it for a living, but do it in bursts. So what are the things we should watch for?
3 very important things. You need to stay cool, stay hydrated, and stay informed. So stay cool by, making sure that you wear light colored clothing, making sure that you stay in the air conditioning if at all possible. Avoid direct sunlight, find shade or make shade with an umbrella, and make sure that, that you just try to stay as cool as possible and take cool baths and showers if need be.
So really, if we're working outdoors, take breaks.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
If we're in the sun, A, use sunscreen, but B, try to get in the shade or even wear a hat, or, don't just stay in the sun working constantly.
Absolutely.
So,
and then also to stay hydrated. So make sure you drink plenty of water. Don't wait until you're thirsty to drink water. And make sure that you remind others to drink water as well. Avoid alcohol and food or drinks with high sugar in it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think sometimes people do drink those high sugar colas, and those aren't really quite as refreshing as having plenty of water. Or you could drink some of each.
Absolutely. Make sure you balance it out.
If I am out working in the yard, how do I know how much I can take? Are there signs that I'm overdoing it?
Absolutely. There are 3 major signs of heat-related illnesses. The first one would be heat cramps, and those occur when you have very painful muscle spasms. They're involuntary. They affect your calves, your arms, your abdominal wall, and your back. And if you are suffering from heat cramps, you need to rest and to drink clear fluids. And if you have a sports drink, make sure you drink an electrolyte-containing sports drink.
So the cramps are really a trigger that you need those electrolytes.
Right.
But also to slow down. I forget that part.
And then there's heat exhaustion, and that's when your body loses too much water and salt from sweating, from being outside too long. And so if you're suffering from heat exhaustion, you need to make sure that you rest and take those periodic breaks as well.
Okay. And the most serious
would be heat stroke, and that's from prolonged exposure to the heat. And it's life-threatening, and you need to seek immediate medical attention for that. And that's when your body temperature reaches too high. Your body can get up to 106 degrees in 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Yes.
Wow. So is it possible to get to that heat stroke level without having had the heat cramps?
Absolutely. You can bypass all of those and go right to the heat stroke, especially if you have heart disease or if you have any issues with blood pressure. You're very susceptible.
Okay. Now, particularly cars. And being in a car with the windows closed, how dangerous is that? How quickly can that hurt a child or a pet or an older person?
It's extremely dangerous. So make sure that you don't keep children or pets in a car. Temperatures can reach up to 150 degrees in the first 10 minutes with the windows up. And even if the windows are cracked.
See, that's what I'm going to say.
The temperatures can reach that high within the first 10 minutes.
Wow. Okay, so people, I think, forget that, especially,
Yes.
you know, with your child or with your old person, you can take them into the store. You may not want to, they may not feel like it, but the dog you can't always. So really be careful where and when you travel with the dog in the summer, that you are
Absolutely.
able to get them out of that car. General tips, like sometimes, you know, if you're at the beach and you've got a breeze, you don't feel that you're getting hot when you are. So how do you know to sort of recognize or pay attention?
You just kind of pay attention to your body. You know, if you start feeling nauseous, lightheaded, take stock of that. Make sure you drink water, get out of the sun.
Go into the water to cool off a little bit or
Definitely.
something. I mean, a lot of people go to the pool or the beach and don't get in. They, you know, soak up the sun, want the rays, and that's not the healthiest way.
No, not at all. And, you know, there's a lot of people in our community who may not have AC, so there are lots of places they can go to get out of the sun, to stay cool. You can go to the mall, go to the library. If you have a neighbor, a friend, family member, call them up. See if you can spend the day with them just to get out of that heat.
Right, and for seniors, the Hampton Senior Center is
Yes.
always free. We do open the community centers when there's a heat advisory so that people who aren't members can come in, can cool off. There's free water at those places. But the libraries are a great place, and it's,
They
you
are.
know, then maybe you read while you're there, you know, maybe
Exactly.
you have some interaction, you read a little bit, you get out. It's a good thing.
Yes.
How do we know? I mean, around here, it's not always the temperature, it can be the humidity. I mean, there's factors that make it feel hotter than it is sometimes.
Absolutely. So like Megan was saying, the lightheadedness and the dizziness, and especially for those people that take blood pressure medicines or who have had some type of a heart disease or heart condition in the past, they should be very wary of staying out in the sun for too long.
Okay, that's great. Is there anything I haven't asked you about that you want to add? No?
I can't think of anything either at the moment.
Okay, so recap, because I'm going to have you do this just as a quick recap for people. You said
Okay,
Shay,
so to
you
make
had
sure
quick hit rules here.
to make sure you stay cool, you stay hydrated, and you stay informed by watching heat index warnings. Also, you want to make sure you don't keep your children and pets in the cars for an extended period of time, and to check on your neighbors, especially your elderly neighbors that don't have access to air conditioning.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thank
Monique.
you,
I
Robin.
appreciate it. And Megan, good to see you
Good
again.
to see you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you will remember those tips in these hot Hampton summers. Take care of yourself and take care of your neighbors. Thanks for watching.